I want to show you how you configure auto scaling for a web app.
Auto scaling a web app is actually really pretty simple, and you can certainly do it from the command line or the API, but this is also something that can easily be done through the portal. So I'm on the web application that I created earlier, and if I scroll down to the settings section of this web application, I've got scale up, and that's going to be size. That's easy enough, but I also have scale out. And when I click on scale out, okay, it's pretty simple. Here is the scaling. So scale by, right now it's an instance count that I enter manually, and I could change that and say, okay, I want 2 instances. Or I can go either strictly by CPU percentage, which is pretty simple. All right, and you specify the max and min instances. So let's say I want to go anywhere from 2 to 5, and then your range. Okay, so we'll say, let's say up to 60% to 90%. So if it goes up over 90%, I want to scale up or scale out. If it goes down below 60%, then we can go ahead and scale back in and reduce down to 2. So the maximum number I'd have would be 5. The minimum number I would have is 2. And you can actually notify on that as well. So a little more interesting is schedule and performance rules. Okay, so when I hit schedule and performance rules, I get a lot more flexibility. I can add a profile, and I've got a name of the profile I can hit. We'll say demo, what the range is for this profile, and we could say, let's say again, 2 to 5. Okay, then what you need to do is add rules. So I'm going to add a rule, and here I've got a variety of metrics. So here you can see you actually get a lot more flexibility. CPU, memory, disk, HTTP queue length, how much data is coming in or out. So I can say, okay, if my queue length is greater than 5 for 10 minutes, all right, based on an average, I want to increase the count by 1. I'm going to give it a cooldown factor of 5 minutes. So you can see with that, you get a much more detailed ability to scale your web application. And I can add additional rules as well for different reasons I may want to scale in or out. So scaling is both a very easy thing to get to. I can do it through the portal, and it's also highly configurable and very granular. Different ways that I can scale. I can set up scale schedules, I can manually scale, I can simply scale based on CPU, or I can go in to a scaling profile and add a more complex architecture for my scaling of my web application.
As you can see, very straightforward, and for me, that really is the way it should be, because that's one of the major benefits of being in the cloud, is this ability to not only scale, but to do so automatically. And you can see if you're using a web application, you've got an interface that allows you to do that, and for me, it's very intuitive.